Hello dear friends, another busy news day even though I'm short of time. Opinion piece. Failed coup in China to stop Chinese support for Russia. Did they try to take over the BRICS? Bitcoin is very close to a big collapse. Charlie Watt ordered to keep silent. The next few weeks could be very intense. There are currently 120 countries on the brink of bankruptcy. Bill to restore the gold standard in the US. No more cheap energy with OPEC's abrupt shift. Germany deploys police and military to investigate explosions. Galactics will not allow nuclear weapons to be used in Ukraine conflict. Let's start. The failure of an alleged coup attempt in China means that the new emperor, a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, has taken power there, according to sources in the Dragon family, says Benjamin Fulford. So far, more than 1,000 senior Chinese officials have been dismissed for taking bribes, sources say. The rest of the top levels of government remain under house arrest until investigations are completed. It is not yet clear whether the Chinese president has been replaced by a doppelganger or not. The source adds, by a double. However, the real Xi Jinping has a shoulder injury from an assassination attempt in Singapore, so when the new Chinese Politburo is unveiled on 16th of October, the thing to watch for is the presence or absence of this injury if it appears. One of the signs is that something is wrong with President Xi Jinping. According to several Western sources, he has not left the house and has not met with a single head of state from around the world or even a prominent Chinese politician in the last 2 years. According to Polish intelligence sources, the military brigade that entered Beijing was there to defend Xi and surround him to protect him. Some CCP members have been arrested. The coup attempt was organized to stop Chinese support for Russia. The second reason for the coup attempt was the takeover of the BRICS temporary reserve system, to which half of the world's currencies have already been moved. The fact that OPEC Plus has decided to cut oil production by 2 million barrels per day to help Russia is another sign that the entire non-Western world is cooperating in the effort to cut oil and gas. One of the main owners of the BlackRock International Corporation declared bankruptcy. Mexican intelligence sources say a public sign that the Mexican government has joined the coalition can be seen in that it is now using the Russian GPS system GLONASS. The coming weeks could be a protracted spiritual and psychological battle. Even we who have an idea of what might come cannot be fully prepared for the predicted events and relations, as they are still largely in the realm of speculation. Looking at the road running under my wheels, I don't know how to tell you all how crazy this life feels. Reset News. A new system is in the making, and we are at the tipping point. Corruption is coming out all over the place. The scare event is on its way, and the peacemaker will stop the war according to the X-22 report. Charlie Watt said he was placed under a gag order late last week. If he is being ordered to keep quiet or to keep silence, it is because he was getting his information right when he said there would be a big story before the November 8th midterm elections. For the past month, Charlie has been under fierce attack, and his integrity has been questioned. The first characteristic of an enlightened divine being is goodness. Any behavior that falls short of that is someone who is still trapped in the demon world. The World Bank warns of a fifth wave of debt crisis. We are in a super collapse as countries are going bankrupt. There are now 120 countries on the verge of bankruptcy joining the BRICS. All these countries are looking to exchange their gold holdings for silver or gold. According to Basel IV rules, all new bonds must be asset-backed. All countries must comply with ISO 9001 by the end of this month. This ISO standard, developed by the International Standardization Organization, determines the requirements for a quality management system, which can be used for internal applications by organizations. The settlement of historical bonds is important. This would trigger a cascade of events. Louisiana to remove $794 million from BlackRock funds. Is it sinking? The Bank of England told lawmakers that several pension funds were hours away from collapse when it decided to intervene in the long-term bond market last week. Peter Schiff says the Fed has made zero progress in fighting inflation. Consumers are spending and borrowing more than ever. Bitcoin is very close to a major collapse. Bond investors still don't believe inflation is here to stay. How much is gold really worth? By Dan Boone. White hats claim that gold is worth a lot per ounce in any currency, which is why it is available in all countries, as many currencies are now backed by gold. Gold standard bill. The dollar would regain a stable position for the first time in half a century if a bill just introduced by Representative Alex Mooney becomes law. Known as the Gold Standard Restoration Act by sound money activists, H.R. 9157 calls for rebinding the Fed's note to gold to address the current problems of inflation, runaway federal debt, and instability in the monetary system. After passage of the bill, the Treasury and the Fed would have 30 months to disclose all gold holdings and transactions, after which the dollar note would be pegged to a fixed weight in gold at its market price. The notes would become fully redeemable and exchangeable for gold at a new fixed price with the Treasury and its gold reserves. Cheap energy is over. OPEC has changed the game by sinful. A new oil order is emerging and the era of cheap energy is over. The OPEC Plus oil production cuts is a watershed moment in history. Globalization is truly crumbling. We will move into a future of high inflation and high prices as the oil powers are moving into direct competition. Germany deploys police and military to investigate Nord Stream explosions. The federal police are investigating the explosions with the help of divers and special technology. 2 German Navy ships have also been deployed in the Baltic Sea. Messages. 1010 portal. On the 10th day of the 10th month, we have had the 1010 portal. We are receiving the energy of this powerful portal into the planetary and individual systems a few days before and after this date. It is the reason for more ascension symptoms and fatigue. This portal represents the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. we could simply say that the beginning of a new era. The energy is really powerful at this time, and we can feel this sense of great change, moving up a level, moving forward, coming into our power. This is a portal of rebirth. The number 10 has the frequency of optimism, positivity. It brings new beginnings, confidence, independence, creativity, success, determination, motivation, individuality, but also nothingness, infinity, oneness, the energy of creation. We are invited to open to the unknown, receive the light codes and downloads that are coming in right now, and create the life we desire. Buffett said, "Keep holding the light up for all the world to see." We assure all who do this that they are tapping into the sleeping minds of millions of beings. They know you as a collective. Much is being said by the talking heads who are definitely not on the same frequency. There are those who are beginning to question what is being done within their ranks. I need to know that things are going to get better, because I feel like we are drawing in a sea spilled from a cup. When there is no safe place to lay your head, when you feel the world tremble at the words that are spoken, I call all of you angels, and I won't give up if you won't give up. Painting the Impossible by Akian Kramaric. Find your peace through neutrality and cut through those emotions that drove you on that roller coaster. As timelines are broken and restored until this world is set on a right course, we will continue to experience course corrections until we do. Creation is a place where immortal beings can learn, grow, evolve, and expand their consciousness through the experience of life. When they become self-aware and uplifted, there will be no need for humankind to stand in the way of progress. Artificial intelligence was created to do the heavy lifting and actions of humankind, sold as a method to improve our way of life, but thinking for us too. It removes our life of personal experience. Jerusalem is not only a city of Israel, says Cryon. It is also a metaphor for an earth that resolves the unsolvable and moves to an unexpected level. It is the rebuilding, for the third time, of a temple of consciousness. It is a new planet, a new earth. There are many metaphors in this, and we say to you, don't be afraid of the future that you lightworkers are controlling and manifesting. You are the ones who appointed Armageddon. You are the ones who are seeing 11:11 on the clock. You are the ones embracing spirit, creating the light of the world. The return of Enki, according to Michael Salla. Alex Collier, a long-time Andromeda contactee, reveals what he knows about the return of Enki, the geneticist who played a major role in the modification of humankind. Alex explains how the genetic experiments were the latest in a series of modifications of early humans by up to 22 extraterrestrial civilizations going back millions of years. He describes some of the races that precede intervention, and why Enki recognized humankind's innate potential, but opposed his half-brother and rival Enlil. After Enki's departure due to civil war, the Adamic code of humankind was corrupted by Enlil's victorious faction, who wanted to demote the surviving humans to a slave species. Alex believes that the restoration of the Adamic code can be achieved through both technological and spiritual means, and that an alliance with the White Hats will hasten the process. The Galactics will not allow nuclear weapons to be used in the Ukraine conflict, but could detonate a dirty bomb as a false flag operation. Understanding Reincarnation by Liam 77. This physical existence cannot end as long as one believes in the dream of separation. And that is the basis of reincarnation. We are all God, but we forget who we were by immersing ourselves in materiality. We assume bodies that we thought we are the ones who are setting this whole dream of life in motion. We banish ourselves from the proverbial Garden of Eden, our natural state. However, the purpose of existence is to finally wake up to remember who we are and put an end to this nightmare. We use sleep to awaken from sleep. You could say, in a sense, that God, our true self, is trying to wake us up by reminding us that we are not this false self that ties and is seemingly separate from other bodies and the world. The world is a projection of this dream of separation. I wish for us to come home, to return home. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.